Hey everybody, I'm here with Rain from Hitchslap Records and Second Saturday Surf. How are you, Rain?
We're doing well, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, first of all, I want to see your icon. Your Robin icon's pretty cool. Um,
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know what kind of trouble I could get into for, trying to take the Robin logo and use it as my own. Again, that was just kind of for fun.
no. Oh, well, it's not showing up on the street, so we're cool.
Okay.
All right, before we go any further, because I never get comic book guys on, which was your favorite Robin?
Ooh. I guess Dick Grayson is the one I know the most about, who I grew up with. I can't even name all the other ones. And I'm I guess, more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy, though I love all of them. Image, Dark Horse as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Image. Oh, that's old school.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they're that, but I haven't followed comic stuff in a good while. It was, but I still have all my long boxes, full of comics.
Oh yeah.
And the cards, I collect all the trading cards and stuff.
Okay. The reason I kind of like every guest on our show, I stumble across or I go down a rabbit hole, and I find something or somebody interesting that's involved with surfing somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And since the podcast is about solely surf music, I wanted to ask you, where does Hitchslap Records kind of fall into place? Like, what's your place in the whole scheme of things?
So for Hitchslap, it's not really a surf-only label, though I've been in a lot of surf bands, and since Hitchslap is mostly just me right now, I've been doing compilations since it's like 2015, mostly with in the punk scene here in Austin. We have a really large punk crowd.
Oh yes.
And started off, releasing digitally and on CDs, but these days you can't even give away CDs. No one has a CD player in their car and their computer anymore. So I started to do vinyl, and the surf comp, Can't Surf on a Gas Giant, which actually is right here.
Yeah, I did a review on that.
Yeah, I sent you one. I hope you got it. I sent you I don't remember what I think it's
yes.
CD.
Thank you. I think I got that the other day.
Awesome.
The CD, but Sis Malakian sent me the vinyl.
Yes, yeah.
Like a couple.
Here.
Yeah, he's great. How did you get all these big names on your comp?
Well, so that's kind of the name of the game when it comes to compiling, is you just try to have a very concrete message. Hey, this is what I'm about, what we're trying to do. Here's other things I've been involved with. Would you want to send us a track? It's really a labor of love on everyone's part. I'm not asking for money. I don't get any. And then the bands are able to, sell their stuff for wherever they want. But just kind of see who answers. I probably hit up about 100 different surf bands, and not all of them are active anymore. Some didn't respond. Some said, oh, hey, we'd love to. We don't have anything. Or, hey, we're about to release our own album, so we'll hold out. So in the end, I was able to get these 14, and was very happy with the product that we came out with.
Yeah, it's really. First of all, you can find out a lot of different musicians on comps, but when you have, like, to me, you have two heavy hitters like Surfer Joe and Sis Malakian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe Nuclear Juarez is on there too, right?
Nuclear Juarez, yeah, they're good buddies of mine down in San Antonio.
So I interviewed those guys quite a number of years ago.
Cool.
And they were extremely supportive and nice guys. And it's I mean, what you're doing is pretty cool. Give me your basic I don't want to say mission statement and make it all formal, but what is your goal?
When it comes to surf, specifically, I mean, mostly I think the genre is, I don't want to say dying, but it's certainly not experiencing any kind of big revival. When I talk to people about surf, for the layman, they either think, oh, you're talking about Beach Boys, and I'm like, no, that's really more pop. So I have to point to, and even have it behind you there, Pulp Fiction. It's like, did you ever see Pulp Fiction? The whole soundtrack is surf. But names like The Ventures and Dick Dale, you don't find, especially younger generations, they don't know who that is. They don't really have any there's no exposure for them. So I think continuing to just put stuff out there, produce and churn out products, and you kind of say to yourself with a compilation, you may not resonate with every song on there, but the chances that one of those kind of grabs you and maybe introduces you, sends you down the right rabbit hole, that's the hope.
Awesome. Now, I don't want to forget about Second Saturday Surf. What I'm gathering just from the early stages of it, it's either currently or going to be a surf show on the radio. Is that correct?
So it's a live show. It started in 2013 by a guy named Caleb Asplin. Shout out to Caleb, who's in the surf band The Spoils, and he's in other bands too. And he was really a one-man show. He would contact bands, be 3 surf bands, or at least 2 surf bands, one kind of surf-adjacent band. And it was the only monthly surf show in Austin, probably Texas. And then COVID, came and kind of killed it. And then it took a while to get back up and running. But they renewed our deal, Nomad Bar here in town, which we love them because they've always been great hosts. And they gave us till the end of the year, so I'm hoping our show tonight, second Saturday, October 11th, that'll be this evening. Hoping that goes well, and we continue to get support, and Nomad wants to continue doing that, and we'll be able to look into next year.
I know he might be quite a ways from you, but Noah from Otitis Media Recordings?
Yeah, with Total Death Mechanics down in Corpus, I think we're there, yeah.
Awesome. They're also very cool.
Yes, I see them every Surf by Surfeast, which is another great thing that Austin has going on. The yearly surf festival that Brooke Wilton puts on. Do you know about that one?
Oh yeah. I haven't gotten anybody to sit down and have an interview with me, but I do know. I have tried. It's just, they have so much going on when they're in the middle of, getting ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Surf by Surfeast is a great production. I think we found our venue that we'll stick with, because we were kind of changing venues every 2 years. We're over at this place called Drinks Backyard. It's a big outdoor stage, and this last time we did a 2 days. So I don't know how many surf bands were on there, but some came from Mexico. It was a really big group. It's always good to meet those, see new faces, stuff like that.
Who is the big group?
The big group?
Yeah.
That came to play, or the who puts it on?
Yeah.
The one, Tinta Zombie, Tinta Zombie from Mexico played. I didn't catch all the bands, but I really liked their set. I'm also, I guess I should preface my answers with, I'm not a very traditional surf guy. I have a respect and love for what I'll call trad surf, but my bands are in the surf scene or anything but. We tend to be very thrashy and distorted guitars, and sometimes even almost on like a metal surf side.
Like Agent Orange type?
Yeah, I really, Manor Astro Man was a big influence for me.
Oh yeah.
That spacey, but a bit thrashy vibe. But then I like kind of more progressive, almost psychedelic stuff like the Merman. I used to play, the biggest, I guess, surf band I ever played in was Daikaiju, which they call themselves Psycho Surf.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, you're familiar with Daikaiju, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're fucking right, I am.
Yeah, I played, I was their bass player from like 2016 to 2019.
I've been trying to get those guys on this show.
I can't speak too much.
5 years.
Yeah, it's hard when you're a masked band that mimes everything and doesn't really do interviews. Yeah. If you did an interview, at best you'd have to probably ask yes or no questions, and they'd give you weird stuff like that.
Well, the performance that they give and the interaction between them and the crowd, it's really unique. Wow, it's cool that you were in there. What was that experience like for you?
Man, I learned a lot. Really, I made a lot of good contacts, networking, and probably played in 2 years, hit about 30, 35 of 50 states.
Wow.
Was on tour for at least 7 months out of the year. But yeah, it was a great time. Really became, I'm mostly a guitar player, but that Kaiju likes to kind of snipe guitar players for their bass lines, because their bass lines can be pretty fast.
Yeah,
And so,
they're incredible.
so I played bass for them, and no, it was a great time, man. It was one of the best times of my life. Met lots of cool people, played with a bunch of bands, and funnily enough, they don't really play with many surf bands. I'd say maybe 10% of the bands that we shared the stage with were surfs. It's really so that's cool that they were able to get out of the genre and just kind of play with almost anybody.
So I imagine if there was a set or like a bill with a bunch of different bands on it, they would definitely be on the aggressive side. Are there any other bands kind of going down that road that people wouldn't expect like Kaiju to play with?
Let's see, who did we play with of note? It was funny that we went all the way up to Milwaukee and headlined Bayview Bash, because that, not anything to do with surf, but that was received real well. I think people, when they do listen to Daikaiju, their mind doesn't go to surf, because it's almost more metal. And even then, sometimes it's not even about how the music sounds. It's really about, kind of like you said, the energy and the performance is really what people respond to the most.
Oh, it really is kind of like, I don't want to sound corny, but it's kind of like magical.
Yeah, it's definitely an out-of-body experience sometimes.
And the fire.
Yeah, the fire, which, I mean, that got to be careful where and when you do that. There's some places that we're not very happy with that. And
I know.
I can understand that. Like in LA, we got in some trouble one time. They had it was maybe the year before that, there's some big warehouse fire and a bunch of people died. And so I can understand the sentiment and also the liability of it all. But then other times most of the time people were way into it. But yeah, the fire was all received well by the crowd. Not all was received well by the
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm not going to focus on Daikaiju, even though they're one of my favorite.
Yeah, and I can't speak too much for them and give away too much.
Yeah, but they're great, and I really get pumped when I see them and hear them. But I want to like now focus on something new you're working on, which is second Saturday Surf.
Yeah, so we do have a show tonight. We've got we've got King Pelican, which they're legendary Texas surf guys. Which if you haven't talked to them, catch them. They're at
they were on quite a while ago.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. We've got a guy, kind of a newer band from San Marcos who I've not really got to check out. They have very little on social media, but they're called Solar Surf Syndicate.
I was talking to them. I think they're actually on the show.
Cool. Yeah, I'll meet them tonight and kind of learn more about them. But I just seen I do my own rabbit holes and saw they're a surf band and they had we want to play Surf by Surf East next year. And, I'm gonna check them out tonight and see what they're all about.
So what are you trying to achieve by doing Second Saturday Surf?
So that one, I mean, not only is it kind of nice to keep the scene going, I have a bit of a quote that I tell myself, which is make the scene work, which is, sometimes you have to create the scene. And the surf scene, since we're not, a coastal city, you can call Texas Third Coast, but Austin, we don't really have anything. It's interesting that there's a surf scene here. And just to try to keep that alive, when some of the bands that used to play before COVID aren't playing anymore or moved away, and we haven't really gotten many new bands. Again, I kind of cite how I don't think younger generations are being exposed to surf. Part of that I'll blame gatekeeping, which we can talk about that.
Oh, of course.
But, so I think that I'm just trying to keep it going and also not get too burnt out, because again, it's another labor of love.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I have high hopes. I've got some good people in my corner helping me out with graphics and with booking and
awesome
stuff like that.
What? All right. Expand on that with what you just mentioned.
The gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't know if your viewers are mostly what they consider themselves to be traditional. How do I say this? Tactic. I think. So first off, I have a love for trad surf, and when I say that, I'm thinking old school, clean, very drippy reverb, but nothing too thrashy or showy. No real, big distortion, that kind of thing. And some of the bands I've been in, from Daikaiju to Bat City Surfers and now RAHMUS, we all kind of have, similar to Daikaiju, a very thrashy surf vibe. And so I found that we really don't get asked to play very many surf shows. And I understand, because we're so different. The energy is so different, the vibe, compared to other bands that are playing up there real clean and looking real clean. But I've come to lament the fact that there is this kind of level of gatekeeping, which I won't drop any names, but and it's, I get it, but at the same time I think you're pigeonholing yourself, because you need that cross-genre collaboration to bring in other people, and it all funnels down to the old school, so Dick Dale, again, Adventures, that sort of thing. So I would...
There's room for everybody.
Yeah, and I would encourage the community, the surf community, even the whole scene, to be a bit more open to the non-traditional, or else I think it's just going to become such a niche genre, surf, that it could fall by the wayside and kind of be forgotten.
Yeah, that's true. I started out the podcast like doing rockabilly, punk, and surf, but I kind of fell into there's tons of people doing punk stuff, so they don't need my help, even though that's my first love. I said I don't know enough about rockabilly, but I do have family that was into surf and in surf bands when I was young. I said I really always kind of like that, and I don't see anybody doing anything. So seeing fellows like yourself, Noah Drumright, Johnny Fink, like the smaller startups, like really like supporting like bands you wouldn't hear otherwise, because they're not established enough,
Yeah, well, I have to give a huge shout out to Ted James of the Nematodes. He's also in Squid Vicious, but he runs Deep Eddy Records. And man, that guy has just been such a resource for me, and he has such a love for the scene. And I have to say, I don't know if the scene has given him the same amount of love back for the amount of work he's put in. But that guy's invaluable to me. If you were to interview anybody, I think he'd be a really good one.
Can you put me in contact with him?
Absolutely, yeah. He'd love to talk about it. He just he has a big website where he sells mostly CDs, but he has like all of Satan's Pilgrims on there, and has a back catalog for some pretty big bands. So yeah, that guy's badass. Huge shout out to Ted and to Deep Eddy and everything that they've done.
Yeah, is he like a distributor, or it's like a label?
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of a label, like I'm a label. Hitchslap, we don't really fund bands' records. I'm more about kind of advocacy, which we talk about that too. So he will kind of pick and choose what he will do these days. But we're supposed to, RAHMUS, my current band, is supposed to put out a record with him, a vinyl, next year, hopefully mid 2026.
Oh, nice. How many songs do you have prepared for that?
Well, it's really more so enough to fit on vinyl, which is about 44 minutes, right? Even that surf comp, I would have loved to put more than 14 bands, but that's literally all you can fit on vinyl, about 22 minutes per side. So we have enough to fill up the whole vinyl. Yeah, we'll have to kind of maybe pick and choose which some may not make it on there. Maybe we'll just most of our stuff is on Bandcamp, because we don't super use Spotify.
It is like Ramos is
RAHMUS, RAHMUS.
Okay.
Yeah, all of our discography is on Bandcamp. We maybe have 5 songs on Spotify, and it's probably going to just stick to those 5.
All right. Now the Bandcamp thing has me very interested, because I'm a huge Bandcamp supporter, and I would recommend any new band, if they're thinking about Spotify, that's great for reach. But if you want to, I think a lot of things that were lost, like you own the files if you're on Bandcamp. And like when somebody buys your music and downloads it, well, no licensing company can take that away.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I tell bands, man, use Bandcamp because it's kind of the only place where you can establish what you want to get for your art. You know, Spotify is going to try
yeah.
to pay us less and less every year.
Yep.
And gone are the days of complaining about Napster and even the 99 cents per song. I wish that it was like that now. But so Bandcamp, yeah, you can still, and they take a cut, of course, and aren't without they have their pros and cons as well. But yeah, Bandcamp is great. So I'm a big advocate for them too.
Okay, before we go, I do want to ask you. This is not surf related, but there are lots of surf beats in the music, and I would be remiss if I didn't at least ask if you know anything about the Hagfish reunion.
I don't. I'm not familiar with them.
Okay, they were produced by
Tell me about
Bill
it.
Stevenson and Stefan Egerton from All.
Okay.
And the Descendants.
Cool.
And tomorrow I'm speaking to Donnie, and I want to say his it's a punk band, but they're I want to say they're based. I don't say they're living in, but they're based out of Austin, I believe. And now Zach, the guitar player, is in Rise Against, which I'm sure you heard. I'm sure you heard of them.
Interesting cross. Surf and Rise Against. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the bass player's in the Toadies now.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm talking to the bass player Donnie tomorrow.
Well, if they're in Austin, I should try to see if they want to play Second Saturday Surf or be on the next comp or something like that. Which any surf fans out there, hit up Hitchslap Records if you want to be on the next comp. We're looking at maybe 2027, 2028, but doing another similar project.
What's the best way to contact you at Hitchslap?
I'll definitely give you all the socials and even to a lot of the bands and names I've dropped. But the best one for me is going to be, I guess, you can find Hitchslap Records on Instagram. That's a good one. I also am a big, my main job is musician advocacy. I have a small company called Ramos Royalties, and I hook up bands with performing rights royalties, like from
that's cool.
EMI and ASCAP. That's kind of a whole thing too, like a lot of bands don't know about.
Expand on that, because I think that's very interesting.
So even if you're a small time band and you haven't released anything on Spotify, if you're going out to bars, all these bars that have live music, even a jukebox, they have to pay a license every year to have music out there. Because if you're a bar owner and some band comes and plays Leonard Skinner or Taylor Swift, someone owes those people money. So bars just pay a flat fee every year, and it's collected by these royalty companies. And you can sign up to a royalty company. Some are free, some aren't. And they will represent you. And if you go, hey, like even tonight, if I go, hey, my band is playing Nomad Bar at 9 o'clock for the Second Saturday Surf Show, we play these 10 songs, they pay you for it. And it's all based really on how big of a venue you play, right? A stadium will pay more than a coffee shop, and how long of a set. But your average 45-minute set, even at a tiny bar, is maybe another $10 to $15, which isn't a whole lot, but it's more than Spotify is paying us these days. And if you're a band that's on tour, plays pretty often, or if you think about every show you played throughout your entire career, another $10, it does add up. So I try to let bands know, hey, this exists, it's for the taking, it's not a scam. You're already doing the work, you're already playing the show, you just have to go in online and say, hey, I'm with you, royalty company, and I played these songs, and they pay for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've hooked up, I've taught several hundred bands how to do it.
Oh, wow.
I work for about 40 plus bands right now. I just showed I Hate God. I just finished kind of working with them. And
oh my God, really?
And I taught Daikaiju how to do it. I try to just spread the word as much as I can, but these days that looks like me on Instagram hitting up bands who've never heard of me, and it's hard these days to be cold calling anybody with any kind of good news. So most people think I'm trying to scam them somehow, but all the information is up there.
I get the same vibe sometimes. I'm like, I'm totally not a scammer. This is like a real thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get it. But all the info, you just look up performance royalties, even if you Google it, and YouTube, there's a lot of breakdowns. I can give you a link to my site where I try to...
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah.
And if anyone ever wants to contact me, I'll gladly share what I know.
Okay, it sounds like you and I are doing different things, but are our goal is advocacy.
Kindred spirits, brother. Kindred spirits. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we're
absolutely.
Yeah. And maybe it might not seem that way to you right now, but I'm definitely getting that vibe of advocacy, and I want you to expand on why that means something to you.
Well, so one, I'm inspired by the city of Austin. They say it's the live music capital of the world. I kind of don't know if that's the case so much anymore. Maybe COVID had a hand with that. Also, the growing corporate interests on 6th Street and our music venues. But it's still going strong. Still a lot of venues and places to play. Still, can't throw a rock without hitting a musician in this town. But we have HAM, the Health Alliance for Austin Musicians, which is basically a pool of money that the city puts together for musicians anywhere within 50 miles of Austin. And it helps them out with either paying health insurance premiums or getting vision and ear care. It's just kind of free money for a musician. So that's a really big deal here in town and has helped a lot of us. And that really inspired me to continue this advocacy route and learning about performance royalties. And I did it for my own band, and we didn't play very much, so we were making like another $5 or $10 every few months.
Oh, nice.
But other bands play a lot or have played a lot in their career and should really know about this. And so I just wanted to spread the word, because it's kind of frustrating seeing all my people struggle. I think 90% of the musicians in Austin are under the poverty line. So it's not performance royalties won't make anybody rich, but it certainly does help.
Everyone helps. Any links that you can provide me with, I'll put in the description of the video.
Definitely will.
And I know once this catches wind, this interview of the right person, there catches their ear, then it'll spread, because what you're doing right now is really cool.
Yeah. I'm an open book. I'll share what I know, and most bands are DIY, as I am myself, and want to do it themselves. That's fine. It is kind of a pain in the ass to have to deal with these royalty companies, so that's why I kind of took it upon myself to represent bands who are maybe too busy, or they've got jobs and kids to worry about that when they're already worrying about writing and booking and practice and promoting. It's just another responsibility. So I do it kind of on the side for some bands.
Yeah, I feel like you said, a kindred spirit, because when I interview bands, they say, the worst part of what we do is promotions. I'm like, well, that's what I love to do. So just let me help. And a lot of people, they don't even think about that.
Yeah, I've found and I'll say we because I'm a musician too, but we as musicians are a covetous bunch. We're very wary of anyone trying to take our rights to our music, or somehow pull the wool over our eyes, or get a buck from us. So it can be hard. Like you said, you hit up bands and they're like, well, who are you? What are you about? Why are you hitting me up? It's almost like altruism is dead these days. But that's what I'm trying to do the best I can. Yeah.
What is and I'll ask this, I don't like say this for my ego, but for people listening, when you look at the channel, what was your opinion of what I was doing? Not of quality, but basically when you looked at all the types of videos, what did you see? What was the vibe you got?
I looked at a few interviews, mostly to be, first because I was like, okay, is this legit? And it totally is. This is a very cool operation you've got going on, and I wish you success and hope you continue doing it. I don't know if burnout is something you have to, kind of.
Oh yeah.
But no, I thought it was done well. I can't remember what interview I saw you do, but I was like, all right, well, what are they talking about? Just so I have a general idea. No, man, I think anybody doing projects like this and trying to network and put stuff out there, even if this is only seen by 2 people, if I'm able to even turn one person on to, with the comps, one band that they like, or introduce some younger kid to the genre of surf, then hey, that's a win. Let's take it.
It really only takes contacting that person or turning that person onto it, and then they turn it on to one person. And then, you know, as long as that can happen, it doesn't matter how many views I get, you know?
Mm. Well, to distill that down, it's like, yeah, you're not going to get surf in the mainstream. So really only by word of mouth, or maybe getting into indie things like an indie movie soundtrack or an indie video game kind of thing. That would be the way to get out there these days.
What I have seen, though, recently, I kind of turned my head. I still hear, like, in the commercials, I hear the Ramones, of course, like on TV commercials. But I started hearing more surf again. And I don't know if anybody else is noticing that, but I was like, Jim, what is going on with this surf in the commercials again?
I've heard, yeah, so here and there, I want to say I've heard some surf. But one of the most notable ones I can remember, this was maybe early 2000s, even late 90s, was, I think, the song Zombie Compromise. Is that Shadowy Man? But it was used for Taco Bell.
Oh, really?
So that was like, okay, that's a surf song, pretty mainstream. But yeah, it's pretty few and far in between, and people, they wouldn't even recognize maybe that it is surf. And then now, and we don't have to get into this, but you have AI writing pretty damn good music. So I don't know. I don't know how much more surf is going to be around.
There's a guy I interviewed, and he doesn't play an instrument. But he's so articulate with what he wants done, he's able to write pretty much an infinite number of surf tracks and make it sound like really like a full band. And but it's all like the themes are all death metal related.
Cool.
But it was very interesting. He's like, I'm not a musician. I just want to put that out there. First, I love music, and this is what I do. And I'm like, no, I don't think enough people hear that. You know, when they hear AI, well, they don't see a person that's behind that doing that. You know, they're like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they get the impression there's no humans involved in all that.
Well, so he's using AI to kind of, like prompting, hey, write a surf song that sounds like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I guess you could say, hey, he's at least putting surf out there. I mean, AI is a kind of a heavy topic to talk about. Even I'm not sure where I land on it. I was only last week made familiar with the app. I'm not trying to promote them, so I hesitate to even say it, but Suna, S-U-N-A. And it's basically what you said, where you can go, hey, write me a song that sounds like this. Yeah. And you can tweak it, kind of refine it. There are some issues with permissions, like, does the AI own it? How much can you claim that you know the copyright is yours? And you definitely would need to represent yourself properly and not say, hey, I wrote the song, and it's like, no, that was all AI.
I think most platforms, especially YouTube, say you have to, when you upload something, if it is AI, you have to check the box that says made with AI. For right now, they have that. Who knows what they'll do in the future?
That's
but good. You know, like a CYA kind of thing, where right now they have to disclaim that it's an AI channel, and for the most part, I've seen some, and I don't find it very interesting myself. And that's just a personal thing. As far as the overall function of AI, my wife uses it every day for work. And I'll look down and I'm like, oh no, there's a misspelling there.
Yeah, I've dealt a little bit with ChatGPT. It can, it's not always correct, but it certainly is an interesting tool. But my takeaway from it all is, like a corporation, if they're putting out a commercial, they don't need to hire really a band to come up with a theme song or anything.
Yeah,
like that. We're just going to use this app and churn it out, and you can make the case that's taking jobs away from real musicians. And but my main takeaway is that, well, it's going to even further kind of pigeonhole what people are listening to and what they're exposed to. Small scenes like surf are going to become that much smaller, that much more niche. So all the more reason again to continue trying to promote it. So to try to break some of these just the walls of the gatekeeping that I was talking about, and really just put it out there. Yeah.
I think I mean, what I do is great because you get a person behind the music, so it kind of introduces like why you do what you do. And when you go see a band live, which you're doing, you're kind of, just saying, hey, we are here. It's not just on the radio, it's on Spotify or Apple. It's like, no, we're here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like makes it more personal. And I think once you remove that element, then it just becomes generic,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. I agree.
All right, so we talked about a lot, and I really didn't know much about what you did, but there is so much that you do that is parallel to what I'm doing, and it really feels good that I found somebody that's doing something for the right reasons in surf. I think genuinely most people are. I don't think anybody's out to hijack the scene and take advantage of people. But it is always good to meet somebody where their mission is just to bring awareness. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me, and thanks to all who've checked in and listened. I appreciate it.
Please join our Patreon page to get special behind-the-scenes footage and segments exclusive to Patreon, YouTube updates, also a sneak peek of what's coming next week, merch, and also services, free flash drive exclusively for segments in the band.